Hello everyone, this is Kaizouwar here, and I want to talk about Soul Hackers 2 today. Atlus was super kind to give me a review copy for this game, so I definitely want to talk about it because I've been looking forward to it for a while now. Now, I necessarily didn't play the original Devil Summoner Soul Hackers way back in 1997 Sega Saturn, right? I didn't play it when it came to the PlayStation, I didn't get a chance to play too much of it when it came to the 3DS, so I guess I can say that I never really was into Soul Hackers 2 much, but when Soul Hackers 2 was announced and seeing all the bright visual eye candy I could ever see, the cool character designs, I thought, man, I definitely want to try Soul Hackers 2. And so I wanted to, and now here I am. So Soul Hackers 2 is a really weird game when you really think about it. I don't know why I had to start off with that, but I just wanted to get that off my head. It's a weird game. You know, it feels so far removed from like your average SMT or at least Persona game that it feels like it could stand on its own. You know, like Soul Hackers technically could be its own thing, divorced from SMT. Kind of like how Persona, it kind of is. It's not exactly divorced from SMT. It came from it, but Persona can stand on its own. And I feel like SMT now, with Soul Hackers 2, can make it stand on its own. I really think that. Now, I am enjoying my time with the game. I haven't necessarily beat it yet, but I'm getting close to beating it, and I've been having a blast ever since then. The gameplay is really refreshing. The press turn system is gone, but it's replaced with this system known as Sabbath. Now, when you do a Sabbath, you have to essentially hit your opponent with a weakness, like how you do a press turn, right? So when you do that, your demon that you use will stack on top of your opponent. And if you do enough stacks by the time your turn is over, you get into the Sabbath attack, where you basically do this giant AoE explosion attack that deals damage to all your opponents, kind of like how an all-out attack does in Persona. The thing about how Soul Hackers 2 does this whole Sabbath deal is that's pretty much the big mechanic of this game, really. And obviously there's a lot of little mechanics, like how you have to equip demons. Instead of negotiating with demons, you have to go out in the dungeons to actually, talk to the demons. But it's like you don't talk to them in the traditional sense. You more or less send your demons out in the dungeon. They move around for a bit, and then you can just talk to them and say, hey, there's a demon that wants to join you. And then the demon pops up and it says it wants to join you. So there's that. So that's kind of a weird way to do it because, I've gotten so used to demon negotiation that I was kind of expecting to come back in Soul Hackers, or at least some weird way of the demon negotiation. But no, you pretty much just get your demons. You just talk to a demon you've already set in the field, and another demon will show up and want to join you. I feel like it's still getting your demons like through chance or doing some little mini game like the card mini game, the Shuffle Time in Persona 3 and Persona 4. I think that was still a good way to get your demons without negotiating with them. I just feel like it's a little bit too easy to get your demons, even though I understand why. After a while, collecting every single demon in the game will take a while, but that does kind of ruin the fun of it for me personally, but it doesn't ruin the whole thing personally. Another thing I want to talk about is just the characters and their designs. Now, the characters of Soul Hackers 2 are all right to me. They're not really those kinds of characters that will really stick out with you forever, and that kind of sucks, though, because I really did like their designs. Everyone, at least in the game, looks really cool, Ringo is probably by far my favorite looking SMT protagonist ever because she looks super cool. I think she's just my favorite character in this game in general because she has her own very defined personality, and she does make me crack up. She made me crack up a fair bit of times as I was playing through the game. She's very funny, and she has a good sense of humor, and I really like that.
Be kidding? I'm spitting gold bars, and your talk is cheaper. I'm the RS. I don't fear no Reaper!
I'm no Reaper, but I can send you to hell. So face the music, RS, and take the L. Great. So much for starting things off right. Cause of death is, well, I don't really need to spell it out, do I? Bullet to the head, one and done.
Nice coming off the heels of someone like Nahobino or Demi-Fiend or Joker or Yu Narukami or, you know, like your typical silent protagonist that Atlus has around. And it's nice to see that Ringo, and obviously other Atlus games have you know, defined protagonists. I mean, look at Vincent from Catherine. So I'm cool with that. But it's nice to see Ringo being such a lively character, because she was not what I was expecting going in. When I was looking at trailers and stuff for Soul Hackers, I expected she would be the silent, stoic type. But no, she's actually really funny, really snarky, and got some good amount of sass to her, and I love her. I can't really say the same for the other characters in the game, because all the other characters feel pretty there for me, you know? It's hard to describe it, but they're not characters that they really stick out to me. I think the only other one that kind of sticks out for me is Saizo, mostly because he looks like Hosma from BlazBlue, and I like Hosma, so that. But, you know, he's also pretty funny, too. He also has his moments. Melody was a character I thought she was going to be my favorite going in, but she turned to be one of my least favorite characters. I don't really particularly like her attitude and her personality at points, but I do think that she has my favorite design next to Ringo's. I'm not gonna lie, Melody is fine as hell, though. And Arrow is just okay. He's not a bad character. He's completely inoffensive, but I would never really say that Ringo. Arrow would be my one of my favorite characters ever. He's kind of just there half the time. Like, he's all right, but he's not like a character that just like sticks out to me and like makes me remember him. And that's kind of sad. Even his name, I know it's like a code name, but I really feel like, man, even like his name kind of just doesn't really stick out to me all that much. I was like, damn. They're not necessarily bad characters. I just really wish there was more done with them, and I really wish their party dynamic was a lot better than it was in this game. Because I really feel like it's a missed opportunity to make them do banter more, or, you know, have them relate to each other more. It's just, like they do relate to each other a fair bit through some of their backstories, apparently, especially with Saizo, Melody, and Arrow. You know, you definitely see how they relate to each other in their backstories. But there's the dynamic here for this cast, for me personally, isn't strong enough. I even think most of the shop owners look pretty cool as well. I like Yume's design. She looks pretty cool. She looks super cute. And you got Madame Ginkgo. Now, Madame Ginkgo has been a character in previous SMT games, but I think this version of her in Soul Hackers 2 is by far my favorite design. She looks so cool. I would love for her to get her own side game somewhere. I think that would be pretty sick. I also forgot to mention Tara. Do not kill me in the comments. I just think all the female characters just look cool in this game. Like, every single female character's design does not miss in this game. I think Shiro Miwa did an amazing job designing these characters. I really think they did, because they all look so cool. I think that's the best thing I could say about Soul Hackers 2. All of the characters look beyond amazing. I think they're some of my favorite designs just in all of the Megaton franchise. They look so cool, dude, I swear. I just wanted to rapid fire some of my issues with the game. There are about 3 big issues, so there's not going to be too many, but I want to say that I'm not really a big fan of this whole Day 1 DLC thing Atlus has been doing recently. I don't know why this game has DLC like this bad. You know, it's already a full game. I don't know why Atlus keeps doing this, but the point is, the Day 1 DLC, not a fan of it. It should have been the main game. I think loading screens are a big issue. I know people have been having issues on the PC and PS5 versions of the game. I have the PS4 version of the game, and the load times are still as bad as the other version, so I hope they patch that or fix it in some way, because I know they can patch the loading times to fix them. And I think my last part is, I think dungeons aren't too good. The dungeons aren't necessarily bad, but they're not the best either. They're very linear, and they're very, small. I'm not that kind of person who just complains and, gets up in arms about dungeons too much, but I really wish that there could have been more done with the dungeons. There's not many puzzles in there. It's they're not long, but they feel like they've been padded out significantly. I really wish there was like a way that you could, not have it like that, especially coming off the heels of SMT 5 and Persona 5, where they had like really good dungeons and dungeon layouts. I really wish Soul Hackers kind of took that and ran with it, but it feels kind of weird. Soul Hackers was announced it's only been like 6 months ago, ever since it was announced, and now it's out. I don't want to say this game was rushed, because it doesn't feel like it was been rushed at all to me personally, but it does feel like that there could have been more done with the game. The game probably should have been delayed a fair bit amount, or at the very least have longer development time than it did. But yeah, that's my review, quote unquote review of Soul Hackers 2. It's a pretty decent game, though it's not one of Atlus's best ways of getting out there, but I will say it's nice to see Soul Hackers getting a sequel of all things. And I hope that more SMT games get more love and attention. I want them to do better than Soul Hackers 2, because Soul Hackers 2 is basically a lot of missed opportunities to try to, further this series forward. And I really think, like, you know, there's some steps they took back. There's some steps they took forward, but there's a lot of steps they took back. And it's not a bad game, but it's not like, not the best of Atlus's work. I really don't think so. I personally don't do number rankings on here or anything like that, but I will say that the game was pretty decent, and I am still enjoying my time while I'm playing it, even if I don't believe that it's the best of Atlus's work. So without further ado, I will see you all next time. Peace out, everyone, and I will see you all next time for another video. Kaizouwar out.